Welcome to Cafe Grit. My name is Beth Ann Campbell, and I am the author of Where the Hell is My Bacon?, a book about a corporate team that triumphed over shitty leadership with the help of fried pork. I open Cafe Grit as a place where you can join me in figuring out how to channel your grit and find your voice in the world, whatever that means for you. This is the place to go when you've got the hankering for purpose, the taste for fulfillment, and you're tired of living the rat race. Thanks for stopping in. Cafe Grit is now open for service. This is a friendly reminder to all you women out there to make sure you get your regular scheduled exams of your applicable lady parts, top and bottom. Men, don't stop now. Don't go away yet. Yes, we're going to get into a little bit about lady parts, but this is important, and you may have a woman in your life who needs this reminder. Maybe it's your mom, your wife, your sister, your daughter. It's really important. My mother, Sandy, if you're watching me on video, you'll see her behind me on the wall. Sandy was a lovely woman who died far too early at age 63 from cervical cancer. Cervical cancer, if you don't know, is very treatable. It is the survival rate for cervical cancer is very high if it is caught early. In my mother's case, it was not caught early. She likely had been dealing with cervical cancer undiagnosed for many years. She certainly had some symptoms that should have been a dead giveaway, which I just only assume she ignored or was in denial or whatever, too busy in fear of doctors. There are many reasons why women don't go to their gynecologist on a regular basis. And I get that. But for whatever reason, my mother didn't see a doctor, a lady doctor, regularly. And it was likely many years that she had the cancer. By the time she was diagnosed, it was too late. It had already spread throughout her body. And in fact, she went to the doctor. She was convinced to go see a doctor, not because of any obvious symptoms that you or I would have pretty easily associated with something in the lady part region, but because she had an infection. Now, related to the cancer, yes, but it wasn't something that she obviously associated with cancer. It was an infection, and she was having some pretty severe symptoms, so she went to the doctor. She was diagnosed with cervical cancer, and 4 weeks later, she was dead. I don't say this to scare you, but my mother would likely be alive today. Certainly would not have died from cervical cancer, or a good likelihood that she would have survived if she had caught her cancer earlier. I am grateful for many things in life. I'm grateful that I had that time with my mom for some closure. But of course, I wish that she were back here today. I also have a close female family member who had a hysterectomy at a very young age, in early 30s, because it was found in her precancerous cells for ovarian cancer. She is alive and well today because it was caught early. And I'm grateful that she is alive and well today. So if you are a woman out there and you have applicable parts, meaning you still have your reproductive organs in some way, shape, or form, I also will include your breasts. If you have breasts, then a mammogram is very important. Get your regular checkups. It is not fun. Believe me, I know, especially as a chunky girl. I have white coat anxiety. So whenever I go to the doctor, for whatever reason, even if it's just I've got a sinus infection or something, my blood pressure skyrockets. Now, if I go to give blood and they take my blood pressure, something like that, or if I were to just do it in, there's a free blood pressure clinic somewhere, they're like, are you even alive? It's so low. But when I go to the doctor, it skyrockets because I find going to the doctor uh, a very anxiety invoking experience. And that is because for a lot of reasons. Fear, of course, we don't want to find out anything. But as a chunky woman, as a voluptuous woman, as a fucking gorgeous voluptuous woman, there's a lot of baggage with doctors. And there's just a lot of probably mostly unfounded fear, but still fear about being judged because of whatever. And by the way, women who are not voluptuous truffle shufflers, such as myself, also experience this kind of anxiety going to the doctor, especially when you're being, quote, invaded so much. And when I go, because of my family history, I don't just get my screening. I get an ultrasound, which means that they're sticking a wand up my hoo-ha, right? But it's important to me because I did lose a mother far too early. And at one point, I feared losing a close female family member too early, way too early. So fear is a difficult thing to overcome, fear, especially fear of being judged. But I will say this. I have consistently had a lot of anxiety going to the female doctor, but I had my yearly a few days ago, and it was a whole different experience than I'd had in the past. And I believe that that is mostly due to my mindset. Now, part of that mindset is just a natural thing. As you get older, you get to your glory years, you just don't give a fuck as much. I still give a fuck about being buck naked in front of somebody who is basically massaging my boobs and then sticking a condom covered wand up my vajayjay. But I was so much more calm this time because I have been doing this mindset work, because I've been working on my belief in myself, my confidence. I do mirror work, which means that I talk to myself in the mirror and use affirmations. I've been working again on goals and changing habits. And I've talked before, even on this show, about feeling like I'm on a happy chemical drip or a happy chemical IV. And that I think was very much instrumental in going to the gynecologist a few days ago. My blood pressure was fine. Usually they take my blood pressure with the automatic machine and then they go, oh, let's you know what? They always tell us if it's high, oh, we'll take it manually. No, it's not like high where they're like you need to be in a hospital high, but for a woman of my age and women in general, I think they expect a little bit better blood pressure. Anyway, so it's just a little too high for comfort. So then they'll take it manually, and usually it's a little bit better. And by then I'm calmed down a little bit. This time it was fine. It was fine. I'm laughing. Then I get up on the table. I'm not yet in the stirrups, but I'm just, I've got a kind of I'll say a shirt in quotes. It's a little sort of drape thing over the top part and a sheet. Really, I mean, it's like a baby blanket size sheet over, my bottom, and I'm just sitting there in all my glory. And the doctor is doing, the exam. So I'm basically, my belly's hanging out, my boobs are, all out there. I got to put my arms out. So I got the wings showing. Did not even give a flying fuck. It was like, whatever. I'm talking to her about my novel that I'm writing based on a paranormal investigation that my husband and I did. She's fascinated. We're just chit-chatting it up. I wasn't worried about, oh my God, what if, I didn't wipe my butt? I know, sorry guys, but this is what women think about when they go in. They're like, are my underwear, do they have a hole in my underwear? Is that gonna, can I shove that under the chair so she won't see that? There's gonna be am I sweating? Is there gonna be a pimple somewhere? All of this shit that just adds to the anxiety, right? I didn't give a shit about any of it. Mindset work. So I don't know. if you're out there and you're one of those people, you haven't gone to see your doctor, and especially if you have a risk, you should go anyway, but especially if you have a risk, breast cancer, cervical cancer, ovarian cancer, any cancer of the lady parts, whatever, fucking go and get yourself checked. It is fear. What is my saying that I say about fear is the portal to progress. Working through that fear, you will feel so much better about yourself. You'll feel so much better when you get those tests back and they're good. You'll feel so much better if you catch something early, which happens. I have a friend who just had a surgery because they caught something early and it turned out great. They got it all, doesn't have to do treatment. I'm so excited for her. So go out, get yourself checked up. If you need some help with the courage, send me a direct message. I will help you. I will, we'll get on a call and we'll walk you through it. Guys, if you're still here, you haven't been chased away by pimples on pussies and hoo-has and vajayjays, talk to the women in your life. Make sure that they're getting themselves checked out. And by the way, guys, you get yourself checked out too. Make sure you're getting your shit taken care of, because I talk to women because I am a woman and that's my experience. But here's the thing, guys, you guys are just as bad. You're worse. You're worse. Every woman who's listening right now who has a male spouse is clapping and agreeing with me right now. So get yourself checked out. Ladies, get yourself checked out and work through that fear. The mindset really does help. All right, folks, I appreciate so much you sitting through this very intimate session of Cafe Grit. But you know what? You got to channel your grit to keep yourself healthy. Because you know why? Because you're a fucking badass. And you want to be around for a long time to be able to not ever let anybody tell you otherwise. That is your job. All right, take it easy, everybody. Hey everybody, thank you for stopping by Cafe Grit, where the moxie is fresh, the passion cold brewed, and everything is served with a heaping side of mojo. For more Cafe Grit episodes, please check out bethancampbell.com/Cafe Grit. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider giving it a rating or review on YouTube, Buzzsprout, or your favorite streaming platform. I'll be forever grateful, and in return, I'll wish upon you copious amounts of bacon, your favorite hot beverage, and of course, pie. I'd love to connect and hear about your grit experiences as well. Please go to bethancampbell.com for links to all my social media. Cafe Grit is a product of Beth Ann Campbell, LLC, all rights reserved. Thanks again, and remember, you are a badass. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Take it easy.